Hello YouTube, Reseller Mom here. Welcome to today's video. I am trying something new out. I'm trying to film using, let's see here. Oh, my mic is way over there. I am trying to film using StreamYard and their new ability to kind of record beforehand and then push something live. So hoping it works out. If you see any technical issues, it would be greatly appreciated if you'd let me know. So today I want to do just a little video on packaging liquids, kind of geared towards beginners. Maybe you are starting Amazon FBA or starting to sell online and you're a bit confused as to how to package things as you move into the reselling world and start to do maybe more complex things, multi-packs, liquids, food, etc. And I want to do a little overview on packaging liquids for Amazon FBA and how I do mine. So, like with a lot of things, there are many ways to do it, and everybody's kind of got their take on it. So I'm going to give you not all the options, but a lot of options that I've seen out there and seen people use. And then you can pick what you like the best, both for your budget and your procedures and what will work with your flow for your business. So, like every other video on Amazon, you really ought to go to the source and read all of Amazon's rules. It's not that long. They are pretty good about laying out some very basic stuff and some basic guidelines. And if you do not follow their guidelines, you can get in some big trouble. Now, if they don't, like anything they don't say and that's left up to interpretation, that's where your business practices and what you feel is best for the customer will come in. So this is their website and where you can go to find exactly on packaging liquids, pastes, gels, and creams. You also need to pay attention when you are outsourcing if it has any packaging requirements there. Sometimes they will say, like bubble wrapping is a requirement for that package and you need to bubble wrap it then. Pretty simple, right? But sometimes they don't say anything and you're left kind of scratching your head like, what do I do? So that's what we're going to be talking about. All right, this is a basic overview page. I'm not going to read all of the rules for you. That would be pretty tedious, but I do want to show them that they are here, and you can pause the video or you can go read them yourselves. And I encourage you to do that. I also encourage you to note the date and time and keep up with any changes. Let's see here. Today is July 30th, 2021, and most of the liquid requirements have not really changed that I can think of in the last 5 years, but always good if you are kind of questioning a rule to take a look at it and see if anything's changed. I've just bookmark things like this website or look it up. You can do, if you just Google Amazon FBA packaging liquid requirements, you will go to that page as well. All right. Basic drop test requirements. I think we need to talk about this one for a minute because I do find that a lot of new people aren't understanding that this is a real test and it is something that you need to do for any product you are selling on Amazon FBA. And basically, you need to be able to drop it from 3 feet on any part of it. So let's say I have my candle for the office. Let's say you want to go into glass and breakables or liquids or, sell a bottle of cleaning spray for your counter or whatnot. You need to be able to package this and be able to drop it on the floor in its packaging on all sides and not have it break. And my UPS and shipping people, I swear they like to kick things as they're shipping it. I don't know what they do, but I get boxes that are damaged all the time. And I'm not quite sure if they're running them over or drop kicking them or playing soccer with them. But you need to package with that in mind, that it's going to be used and abused. So if it doesn't pass this test, do not ship it in. Somebody posted the other day, it was a little funny but not funny. Somebody received in a glass item like my candle, and the person who wrapped it only put a few wraps of shrink wrap on the outside. So of course it came smashed to pieces. I ship a lot of mugs, glassware, candles, liquids, food, lot of things. And so I have a good variety of boxes on hand here, and pretty much anything that I think is going to be breaking or smushing, I will put into a box. All right. On the outside of the box, I will say that if you don't want Amazon to just ship out in said box, put a "this is a set" or "do not separate" sticker on the outside to kind of prevent them shipping in the box. I got a new coffee pot percolator, and they shipped it in the box, in the manufacturer's box, and the box is tore up. I mean, just really damaged. All right. Here is some packaging regulations. If it is a dangerous good, if it's not a dangerous good, kind of what they expect. I always over-package my stuff. That's my philosophy. You can go ahead and pause and read that if you'd like. Here's some information on sold as a set and packaging requirements, etc., expiration dates. It has some very defined rules here. I will say that this one right here kind of boggles me. Expiration date in 36-point font or larger. I used to print out a separate label as well as my FBA label with the expiration date in 36-point font, but I have recently switched to just using the Inventory Labs printed expiration date on the label, as 99% of other sellers out there do, and I have not had any problem with it whatsoever. But when in doubt, if you have something that maybe is a little off or something, you want to keep that in mind if you are thinking about that. But I don't know. I've had no problems with the FBA labels through Inventory Lab with the date printed on them. What does it say here? Failure to include the expiration date on the outside may result in the item being relabeled at an additional cost. I've checked my additional costs. That never done it unless a label falls off. Every once in a while, something will fall off during shipping, and they will relabel it, and you get charged, I think, 20 cents or something. There we go. Here is some definitions of double seal. So Amazon expects a double seal, and what they're talking about is tightened lid that cannot be easily opened, and one of the following. So you want to make sure you have some good seals. And to be honest, some of these seals are really terrible. I've gotten a lot of these ones that just easily fall off. But if it's there, it's there. And then we've got this one that you see on a lot of sprays and whatnot. So if you are doing spray, suntan lotion, sunscreen, etc., your can may have that. And if you are shipping aerosols, that will be a separate type of item. Those are more dangerous goods, and you'll need to ship them ground. That's like a whole nother video. We've got some metal paint can things. I believe all paint's going to fall under hazardous as well, so not quite applicable to what we're talking about today. This would probably be the one that I use the most for small makeup items, makeup and small liquids. This little shrink wrap band, and they're super easy to use. I recently got a heat gun. Before that, I was using a hair dryer. I used a 1970s hair dryer for like 3 years. Don't go out and buy the most expensive equipment and think that the most expensive equipment is going to make you the best Amazon seller in the world. It's not. It's how you handle your products, how you handle your customer service, and upgrade as you go. I have a little list on equipment that I like and has helped me out and that I've upgraded to over the years. I wouldn't say every month, but every couple of months I buy something that is going to help my business out. And one month it was buying these shrink bands and a heat gun that's over there. I can't drag it over to the camera here, but a hairdryer will work in the meantime. So these are really great. A lot of the products, especially beauty products, are already going to come with this type of seal, but it's nice to have some on hand for those lines that do not automatically come with a seal like this, because your customer, when they see the seal on there, they think it's brand new. And if you're selling any type of beauty products, if you get a customer that thinks that it's not brand new and they leave that anywhere in the review or feedback, you're going to possibly get a ding on your account health. And then you have to come up with a POA on how you're going to not sell used products. I have done that one a couple years back. I had that exact scenario that kind of led to upgrading and adding this into my processes. All right, I had a couple of things to keep in mind here, and then we're going to go through a little example, and I'll show you exactly what I do. Keep in mind that the item has to ship to you, then it goes to FBA, then it goes to the customer. So imagine that item getting shipped several times. You want to make sure it stays nice and pristine. There are two approaches. I know several sellers that do both of these approaches. Overpack at the beginning, and then as you gain positive feedback, maybe cut back on your packaging to save a little bit of money and go that route. And then the other kind of flip side is go the cheapest route possible. And if you start to get complaints, then add better packaging procedures into your business. I like over packaging. And then if things are, I'm not getting any complaints and whatnot, and I see opportunities to save a little bit of money or change things, then I will start to look at that. But, you know, either way, you've got to make that decision in your business. For example, I have a friend who does one end and I do the other. I overpackage, she kind of underpackages, and we've compared notes. Let's say a 2-pack of shampoo. I used to bubble wrap each pack of shampoo, bubble wrap each item, put both bubble wrapped shampoos into a poly bag, both with gripper seals and extra seals, and then send that out to the customer. She just puts both bottles of shampoo in the poly bag and let them go. Her breakage and complaints were so minimal that it did not make sense to do the over packaging. My price for each bubble ship is about a nickel. I haven't priced out how much each seal cost me because it's really pennies on the dollar. But the time invested into doing an extra seal and the bubble wrap was definitely more cost efficient just to take a couple broken items every once in a while. It was not bad. So you may want to do some testing and come up with your own way on how you're going to do things. I see a lot of, packaging requests or questions on Facebook boards on how do I package this, and everybody's got a little bit different tweak on it. So look around, see what makes sense to you. Always follow Amazon's rules, but then you can make things happen that are economical and procedure-wise good for your business. Keep in mind, if something spills in your shipment, let's say my example product today is a bottle of lotion. Let's say this lotion pops open and spills over all your stuff in the Amazon. Amazon ain't going to go clean that for you. They just chuck it and you take the loss. So don't package with that in mind. If I'm packaging liquids like this, and let's say it's in a small box and I have pairs of pants to go with this, I'm doing lotion and pairs of pants. I'm going to put the lotion on the bottom of that FBA box going in. I'm going to package or put it in a way that's not going to, the least amount of damage. And I'm going to put the clothes or other items on top so that if it does spill, it's not going to contaminate the top. So just keep that in mind. It's, again, preference on what you want to do. Got to get a cup of coffee here. All right. Here are some different options that I have seen used. It's not the end all be all. I would say it's probably the most common ones. The top right is just painter's tape. And you can get painter's tape in several different colors. I have received stuff in with plain masking tape, blue painter's tape, purple painter's tape, green painter's tape. And I don't know what, I'm sure there's other brands and whatnot, Scotch being probably the most common, but you can use painter's tape. So if you are just starting out FBA and you're stuck and you don't have anything, you can. I don't think it looks very professional, honestly, but it works in a pinch. As a customer, I'm not going to complain if somebody sends it to me with a bunch of painter's tape on it, but I don't feel that it's very professional, and I would suggest upgrading as soon as you can do so. This is called, I think it's called strapping tape. That's what I found at Uline for a picture to show you guys. But it's like a piece of tape and then it's got threads in it. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But I've seen it used to tape up tops of bottles and cleaning supplies and stuff. Again, it's like the painter's tape. I don't think it's very professional, but it's a lot cheaper than gripper tape. So I have seen some people that do a lot of sales switch from gripper tape to that as a more economical choice that also is easily to remove from the cut. You know, the customers can easily take it off. It gets the job done. And I do think it's slightly more professional than the blue tape. So if I had my choices for professional looking, it would be the gripper tape, followed by this strapping tape, followed by the blue tape as the minimum. These are the two seals that I have seen used. You can get shrink wraps for the bottle tops in a variety of sizes and shapes. This one is kind of cool. It says, oh, it says something about opening it up or sealed for your protection or something. Anyhow, there's some little written thing there. I did not look at it before filming this video, and I can't see it. It's so small on here, but it has little message about being sealed. These ones are plain. I do have both. I have both the written ones and I have these ones just because of availability. I don't believe there's much of a cost difference in the grand scheme of things, so kind of whichever one you feel is better for your business. For size-wise, definitely look and see what size you want to get for these shrink bands, because they do come in a variety of sizes. So I do have some that are small that will fit eyeliners and lipsticks and things like that, and then some larger ones that will fit a larger head. I also did not put into the slides here, but I do have large shrink wrap bags that I could put something such as the size of this bottle all in. I have an impulse sealer that will seal that, and then I could shrink wrap the whole lotion. Now that is really time intensive. It's a lot more than just sticking it in a poly bag and shipping it. But if you have something that may warrant that, it might be easier for you. And then for those sellers that have upgraded to large warehouses and can afford to have a large machine that you can put items like this in and will seal it and then run it through a shrink tunnel, a heat tunnel that shrink wraps it. That is how a lot of larger sellers do it. And I bring that up because if you are looking for a third-party place to take on some of your packaging requirements for business to scale, which I am both looking at warehouses and third-party centers this year. That is something that might be appealing to you. If you do a lot of, we'll just say things of lotion, and you want them to run it through, and that sealing does look very nice, professional, and gives it a good seal, and it's quick and affordable, etc. So you may be too small to do it, but you may be looking at outsourcing your packaging, and that would be something that would be a good question for your third-party center to ask if they have that machinery. All right, that was the end of those slides. Again, if this has helped you, go ahead and like and subscribe. I love doing that, and I'm hoping that the way I'm filming this video today is helpful, because my other recording video doesn't allow me to put my face in very well. I get lag, and I'm trying out StreamYard's thing. So we're going to go through packaging up this lotion with gripper tape, and I like bubble bags for a lot of things. I can get them cheap enough, and I did leave my store link down below if you are interested in that. But I do get them kind of cheap enough that if I'm looking at putting a piece of bubble wrap and a poly bag, this is cheaper than a piece of bubble wrap with a poly bag separate. This is gripper tape. They have a couple different sizes. There's this size, which is probably the most common, and then they have a fatter size. It's about twice the width. This is a bottle of lotion from my desk. I'm not selling anything, and don't mind my office is a mess because I work here. So for gripper tape, I'm just going to take one off real quick to show you. There's kind of two ideas on how to do it. One is to go up and over. Let's see if I can do this like that. Okay, so to go up and over like this, which is totally doable. The other way that is common is around and around, like so. So either way is fine. I try to do the one that is the least annoying to a customer to get off, which for me, if it's something like this, I've got plenty of room to stick on both sides to keep that lid on. So I prefer this way versus round and round on this item. There are other items that I'm like, ooh, round and round is much better. For those, let's see here, large fat bottles of, we'll just say a scrub. You think of a large scrub. Let's see here. This jar kind of mimics a large scrub where if you try to put it over the top, let's see here, you're just not going to have enough to kind of stick and keep it from sliding. So in this scenario, I would put it round and round. Boy, I'm doing terrible here. But I would do it round and round and possibly two for something that's large like that. The other way that I have most recently found out, because I got something shipped to me like that I do like on something this large, is to put it on like that. So it's kind of half on the lid, half on the lid, half on the bottle. And that's now our go-to for large things like that. It used to be round and round. And just like 2 weeks ago, I saw somebody that put it like that. And I said, oh, that's great. We are going to do it like that going forward. It's also, I get a lot of my packaging ideas from packages that I get in the mail and shipped to me on how to package my stuff out. When I get something as a customer and I'm like, oh, that's a really good way to do it, then I go ahead and mimic that so that I'm packaging out the best, most economical way to do things. So for this example, I do from this side, and I'm covering up the barcode when I do this, which is good because you want to cover up those barcodes. Okay, just like that. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, and then I stick it in the bubble wrap, and my workers are here, so I got to go. Take care, everybody.